Companies that master the K-shaped economy are outpacing rivals by up to 300%. And the number one strategy is something almost nobody guesses, so stay tuned until we reveal the final breakthrough. Imagine a world where growth shoots up like a rocket for some, while others crawl in a slump. That is the K-shaped economy in plain sight. Early adopters began by mapping which sectors and consumer groups were soaring versus those lagging, using real-time data dashboards and regional GDP slices. By overlaying employment trends with purchasing power, they could pinpoint pockets of rapid expansion. This granular view allowed CEOs to allocate capital where demand was exploding, rather than spreading resources thinly across a flat landscape. The insight acted like a compass, steering firms toward high-velocity markets while shielding them from stagnant zones. As the divide sharpened, the companies that mastered this bifurcated map set the stage for the next wave of strategic moves, turning raw data into decisive advantage.
Surprisingly, the most powerful lever isn't a new product line but a focused investment in people. Firms identified the skill gaps that emerged as digital tools accelerated, then launched hyper-focused upskilling programs for roles directly tied to growth sectors. Micro-learning platforms delivered bite-sized modules on data analytics, AI basics, and remote collaboration, allowing workers to reskill within weeks instead of months. Companies tracked progress with competency dashboards, linking certifications to performance bonuses. This rapid talent transformation not only filled the immediate labor vacuum but also boosted employee engagement, reducing turnover at a time when the labor market was split. By turning the workforce into a flexible, high-skill engine, businesses could scale operations in thriving niches without the lag of traditional hiring cycles, creating a virtuous loop of productivity and profit.
In 2026, supply chain agility became the lifeblood of firms navigating divergent demand. Rather than relying on a single sourcing hub, companies diversified suppliers across multiple regions, incorporating nearshoring options for critical components. They employed AI-driven demand forecasting to adjust inventory buffers dynamically, shrinking lead times for fast-moving products while preserving safety stock for slower markets. Real-time visibility platforms connected manufacturers, logistics partners, and retailers on a single pane, flagging bottlenecks before they rippled downstream. This modular approach meant that when one node faltered, the network rerouted flows seamlessly, keeping shelves stocked where consumers were still spending. The result was a supply chain that could stretch or contract on demand, preserving margins and reputation even as the broader economy split into winners and laggards.
Hidden in the data streams of modern factories, digital twins emerged as virtual replicas that simulate real-world operations. Companies built these exact match models to test production tweaks, forecast equipment wear, and model market scenarios without risking physical assets. By feeding live sensor data into the twin, managers could see how a change in line speed would affect output under varying demand conditions, especially crucial in a K-shaped landscape where peaks and troughs coexist. The simulations revealed hidden inefficiencies and allowed rapid, cost-free experimentation. When a sudden surge hit a high-growth segment, firms could instantly reconfigure the virtual plant, then apply the optimal settings to the physical floor, slashing time to market. This blend of foresight and flexibility gave adopters a decisive edge over competitors still relying on static processes.
Few people know that pricing algorithms have become as strategic as product design in a divided economy. Companies deployed machine learning engines that ingest real-time sales velocity, competitor moves, and consumer sentiment to adjust prices by the minute. For luxury items experiencing a demand boom, the system nudged prices upward, capturing surplus willingness to pay, while for essential goods in slower segments, it offered discounts to maintain volume. These models also incorporated elasticity curves specific to each demographic slice, ensuring that price changes didn't alienate core customers. The outcome was a revenue stream that flexed with market pulses, extracting maximum value from thriving pockets without sacrificing market share in weaker zones. Dynamic pricing thus turned volatility into a predictable profit lever.
Strategically, firms recognized that no single company could dominate every thriving niche alone. They forged alliances with startups, tech providers, and even competitors to co-develop solutions tailored to high-growth sectors. For example, a traditional retailer partnered with a fintech startup to embed seamless payment options for affluent shoppers, while collaborating with a logistics tech firm to accelerate last-mile delivery in urban hotspots. These joint ventures shared risk, pooled expertise, and opened new distribution channels that would be costly to build independently. By aligning incentives and leveraging complementary strengths, partners could quickly scale offerings where demand surged, leaving lagging markets untouched. Such ecosystem thinking amplified reach and innovation speed, turning partnership webs into competitive moats.
Deep beneath the profit tables, sustainability became a catalyst for growth in the upper arm of the K-shape. Companies redirected capital toward renewable energy, circular manufacturing, and ESG-focused product lines, attracting investors eager for long-term resilience. Green bonds financed factory upgrades that cut energy costs, while carbon offset programs appealed to environmentally conscious consumers, driving premium sales. Moreover, sustainability metrics were woven into performance dashboards, ensuring that every department tracked its ecological footprint alongside financial KPIs. This dual focus not only unlocked new funding sources, but also built brand equity among affluent, eco-aware buyers, further widening the gap between thriving and stagnant segments.
Unexpectedly, artificial intelligence reshaped how firms understood their most profitable audiences. Advanced clustering algorithms parsed purchase histories, social media signals, and psychographic data to carve hyper-specific segments. One tier captured high-spending early adopters hungry for cutting-edge tech, while another identified price-sensitive shoppers still clinging to legacy products. Armed with these insights, marketing teams deployed tailored campaigns, luxury experiences for the former, value bundles for the latter, maximizing conversion rates across the spectrum. The AI also continuously retrained on fresh data, adapting segment definitions as consumer behavior shifted, ensuring relevance in a rapidly bifurcating market. This precision targeting turned vague demographics into actionable playbooks.
Finally, companies that survived the split invested heavily in workforce resilience. They introduced hybrid work models, unlimited PTO, and mental health resources, recognizing that employee well-being directly impacted productivity in volatile times. By offering flexible schedules, firms retained top talent in high-growth divisions while reducing burnout that could cripple performance. Moreover, transparent communication about business health built trust, encouraging staff to innovate and adapt. These policies acted as a safety net, ensuring that when market pressures intensified, the workforce remained engaged and capable of executing rapid pivots, sustaining momentum where competitors saw attrition.
Remarkably, the climax of this strategic saga lies in dedicated innovation hubs that function as miniature ecosystems. Companies set up physical and virtual labs where cross-functional teams experiment with emerging tech, from quantum computing to biomaterials, under a rapid-fail framework. These hubs receive autonomous budgets, allowing them to prototype without the constraints of core business KPIs. Successful pilots graduate into full-scale rollouts, feeding the thriving arms of the K-shape with fresh revenue streams. By institutionalizing curiosity and speed, firms future-proof themselves, ensuring they remain at the forefront of whatever new economic contours emerge beyond 2026.
We've journeyed from spotting the economic divide to unlocking the ultimate innovation hub, witnessing how each tactic builds on the last to create resilient, future-ready enterprises. If you found these insights valuable, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the next mind-blowing list we drop each week. Which of these 10 strategies would you try first in your own organization? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.